It's a review on the Kanger Pro Tank III Mini, but it's not a review on the tank itself. It's a review on the tank as a concept. It's a review on the tank as your starter tank, as your beginner's tank. I want to make this review because there are a lot of people out there right now that will go to the gas stations or they'll go to a tobacco shop and they'll buy these very cheap disposable e-cigs, or they'll buy, maybe not a disposable one, but just all around cheap, like a Hoss or a Tsunami brand, or just something cheap, and they won't have a good experience. A lot of people, they just don't have a good experience. Some might, that may be all they need, but a lot of people will buy these cheaper model tanks or cheaper batteries and stuff, and they just won't have the experience they want, and because of this, they'll put it down, or they'll go back to cigs, or they'll do, they'll keep on with their life, and then vaping won't be a part of it. And so this is a review on the best tank for your buck, the best concept, I guess, per se, because admittedly the mini air tank is better, but it's a lot more expensive. And if you're just starting to vape, you may not want to shell out that money. But anyway, this tank produces a lot of vapor for what it is and for the stock airflow. But the main points about this is the customization factor. It's the fact that you can roll out of the shop, or you buy it online. Simple. This is about as simple as you can get. Simple tank. Comes with a 1.5 ohm coil, and then just get a little 650 mAh Kanger EVOD battery, and it'll perform. It'll perform right. And it'll perform very well if that's where you want to stay. But if you want to move up, that's where the Kanger Mini Pro Tank III is that's where it starts coming into its own. The fact that removable drip tips, replace the heads. I don't know, get a little acrylic tip, or get this little jade tip. Replace the drip tips. The coils are replaceable. This is a short chimney 2 ohm coil. This is the 1.5 updated coil. This is the 1.5 coil that came with it, and then in here there's a 2.0, sorry to lose my words, a 2 ohm coil. It's good because you can keep going with it up to, there's a certain extent, but you can start somewhere. You can get into it for very cheap and then start building it up if you want to do that. You start with simple things. Simplest things probably getting a new battery. This is the Vision Spinner 2. Variable voltage, and up the volts a little bit. Let's take a little tip on here. Up the volts a little bit. You get a better taste out of it. You can get better vapor. I don't want to say clouds, because it's not a cloud spitter. It's not a dripper by any means. But you can do better, or go even a little bit farther ahead. Get something like a Vamo. This will go on the Vamo, and perform just a little bit better. And so that's where the idea, the concept I'm speaking of, that's where it comes from. It's the fact that this tank, even though it's a basic entry-level tank, it can be your only tank. It can be as high as you want to go, or it can be your gateway into vaping. And that's the thing. You can start buying new heads, different ohm heads. You can get different styles. You get the short chimney style, and I think it has more flavor out of it, honestly, with the 2 ohms. But you can get different heads. You can start rebuilding these heads. You can start taking them apart and putting in cotton instead of silica. You can do different. You can get different wire options than just Kanthal. You can do so much more with it, and so that's why as a beginner, as a guy that hasn't been into it that long, hasn't been in the vaping game that long, I recommend this because it's a gateway. It's the best. It's that gateway drug. It's that gateway tank, and it's that gateway setup with the little EVOD battery. That'll if you want to get off cigarettes, it'll get you off cigarettes. If you just want to vape instead, it will get you that. It will perform as much as you put into it, and even as little. If you don't want to put anything into it, it will still perform very well. And so that's my little review on the Pro Tank 3. It's not necessarily a review on the Pro Tank 3 itself. It's a review on the fact that it's the best for your buck because of the price. You can get the tank for less than $10. You get the battery for less than $10. You get the heads $250, even less if you buy in bulk. You know, the 10 packs and stuff. Buy the little tips. You can buy those little acrylic tips. You know, $3. This was $5 just because it's jade, actual jade. And that's the main thing about this thing. This tank goes as far as you want it to within its, I mean, obviously within its own boundaries, but it goes, it works, it nails whatever you want to nail. And it's the best tank, honestly, in my opinion, for starting, because it's not that much more than an EVOD tank. It's not that much, you know, it's a lot less than like the Aero Tank Mini. It's the best tank for the price and for beginning. And so if you're looking to get into vaping, if you kind of hesitate, you don't want to drop the money on, you know, people running these big mech mods and K-Funds and dripping, and then, you know, you have the DNA 30s, the clones alone are selling for $70, and the actual real ones are selling for 200 plus. But if you want to start simple, I paid premium for this since I bought it for a shop. You know, with the battery and the tank was like $40, a little bit under $40. But online, much cheaper. If you want to get into it, this is the way to go.